the beautiful, the real side of Sadhguru, if I can say, which very rarely people would see, because people don't really know what's happening
with him.
As a man who has still a physical body. We think he's a superhuman who, nothing happens, to Sadhguru. But his physical body is very much there. His health also can go up and down, and he can have accidents and incidents. You do fall sick and all these things. Some other situation happened in Russia. He had an inner engineering program, and he had his tooth was hurting a lot, like it was some infection or something. The program is gonna start. If I have to go, it's a long distance because it's in a remote area. Then we got the doctor to travel all the way to where Sadhguru was, and he to just check. Then when he saw it, he's like, I need to remove it or do some kind of procedure. But I don't have my equipment, I don't have anesthesia, I don't have anything. He said, just do it. And he's like, you'll be in extreme pain. He said, do it, please. I have a program I have to attend. If two people ask the same question, I'll answer each one differently, because he'll answer the person, not the question. And he handles based on that. He's like sharp cut knife. What needs to be done has to be done. It doesn't matter, right? Like, truth is like that. He is truth. He's like this, right? I remember clearly, the unveiling of the day we happened. We were standing in the dining in Nalanda grounds, and the whole crowd was rushing to come. And there was one particular lady, overseas lady I was taking care of. She was glowing, and then she came straight and hugged me, and she said, Devi is with you. She's alive now. And I was like, whoa. I know some energy just came, like a fire on me in my face. Sadhguru met with me once. He never said anything. He just, gave the sadhana, and he said, just do it. And I started doing it. He didn't mention what is it for. I didn't ask what is it for. Nothing. I did that for almost 10 years.
So Ma, now this vibrant girl to a very ardent or a very passionate volunteer, if I can say, and then to an Ishanga. I think this would have taken about 4-5 years maybe, the whole journey. And now comes Devi. You've been seeing Sadhguru as probably a very logical person all the while, though you had many brush with Sadhguru. See, as a person, as a human, how did you come across Sadhguru as? Not a guru, you know what I mean?
Yes.
As a simple person, how he was with you,
my experience of being around Sadhguru, because as an Ishanga, I had the opportunity to be around him for some of the programs, some of the satsangs, some of the journeys to Kailash yatra. And because after some point I became an IRC where I was taking care of Africa, Russia, Middle East, different areas. So when Sadhguru used to travel around, so we will be around him. I would like to mention few incidents which was really inspiring and touching for me to see the other side, the beautiful, the real side of Sadhguru, if I can say, which very rarely people would see, because people don't really know what's happening
with him
as a man who has still a physical body. We think he's a superhuman who, nothing happens, to Sadhguru. But his physical body is very much there. His health also can go up and down, and he can have accidents and incidents and, situations where it is tiring, it is, you do fall sick and all these things. But how he was handling it was such an inspiration and humbling things to witness, really. Like when I was in Mumbai, there was an event, fundraising for Isha Vidya. It was a golf jaunt event where players do come and play, and the money that is raised from that goes for Isha Vidya, for educating children. And Sadhguru was also there, and then he came for the closing session. He was sitting with people like on the side, and it was expected for him to give the final prize for the last three people, and that. Nobody knew what was happening with him. He was just sitting on the side, and then he just called me. He's like, is there something I can cover myself? I'm feeling very cold. And I was like, I looked at him, he's shivering. Literally, he's, shaking and shivering. And I didn't know what was happening or what to give. Somehow we got a shawl and then I gave it to him, but he didn't want anyone to notice. He still, like, I could see the struggle in the way he stood up and gave the prize. Still nobody noticed anything. And then at the closing, when he was leaving, he left, and then we were accompanying him to go to his stay place. He was literally about to fall. We were almost about to catch him. He was that weak, physically that weak. He was not able to stand. He had extremely high fever, and he was really ill at that time, but nobody could notice a thing. He refused to cancel or not appear or come for the event, still came, still sat, still did what he had to do, and went back quietly. Not even nobody noticed a thing, but someone who's close to him could see how much he was in pain. And he was almost in bed, and then next day there was a satsang for all the meditators. We had to put him on IV. And actually, if you see, there is one of the videos where the IV is still there. I don't know if you've noticed it. Because when he came to the venue, the doctor said you can't move a single step. So we put a bed for him in the green room. He was lying down there on drips. Then he said, no, it's time for the satsang. I need to go. Then they removed the needle, but still the patch was still there. He went in, sat for the satsang. And if you see him in the satsang, as if he's absolutely fine. There's nothing, nobody noticed. And he was patient enough to take every single question that came, not even in a rush to go back or rest or any sign of illness or weakness or anything like that. And the moment the satsang got over, he went straight back to the bed, back to the needle and everything. And for us, it's like, what, can you just cancel it? It's okay, Sadhguru, like we'll do it some other time.
It's only meditators.
It's
they will
only
understand.
meditators. They'll understand. He'll give you one look like, how can you even think like that? Or no, for him, like no program, nothing he would cancel, even if he's ill, even if he's sick. And even some other situation happened in Russia. He had an inner engineering program, and he had like his tooth was hurting a lot, like it was some infection or something. Nobody knew about it, and he was refusing to go to the doctor because the program is gonna start. If I have to go, it's a long distance because it's in a remote area. Somehow the Ishanga who was with him kind of said, Sadhguru, this is like gonna become a major problem if we don't do something. Then we got the doctor to travel all the way to where Sadhguru was, and he to just check. Then when he saw it, he's like, I need to remove it or do some kind of procedure. But I don't have my equipments, I don't have anesthesia, I don't have anything. He said, just do it. And he's like, you'll be in extreme pain. He said, do it, please. I have a program I have to attend. And that man was like in a shock, like, are you sure? And Sadhguru said, please, you carry on. And again, nobody knew. Again, he did a major procedure
without
in his
anesthesia.
mouth. Without anesthesia. I don't know what happened, how he was.
God.
But I mean, all these things are, for me, it's like so touching to see that. And in many ways, this was an inspiration for me of how I am right now. That it doesn't matter what's happening in your body. If you just keep on doing what you need to do, just keep your focus there. Somehow the body doesn't feel painful or tired or this, that. Okay, pain is there, but there's no suffering in me like that. Because that's how I saw him. The level of commitment he had to what he needs to do, to the people around him. without really thinking about himself, without really thinking about his own comfort or schedule or whatever it is, was really extremely humbling and inspiring to me in many, many ways. Even in one incident, we went to Kailash, and I think it was, I went to Kailash with a separate group, and his group was separate. And usually every group, they meet with Sadhguru. They meet with Sadhguru for a satsang somewhere on the way, right? For some logistical reasons, our group and his group, like there was some delay and we couldn't meet him in that specific venue. So they told us, like, just drive to that place, okay, and just wait for him there. On his way, he will just come and he will sit for for a short satsang. He will still meet people, basically. So we all waited for like more than an hour. We were waiting, anticipating Sadhguru's coming, we'll be with him, this, that, all these things. Anticipation is growing, growing, growing. Then unfortunately, by the time he could reach, it was very late for him to spend any time with them because he had to catch the next train. So his schedule was not allowing him to spend time with us. So he just came and he said, "I'm sorry, I need to go now. Let's just take a group photo at least." And then he went. But like people were like heartbroken, like they're traveling to Kailash to see Kailash, but also to see Sadhguru as well. And like I have to handle them because I am the group coordinator, and some were like in tears, some were like disappointed, like we just wish that we had some little bit of time with Sadhguru, some questions and all that. Then I sent a message to the coordinator who was with Sadhguru, and I'm like, this is a situation, is there somewhere, we can meet him maybe some other day, some other time, but that was not possible. And then I said, like, please convey to Sadhguru, like, people are feeling very bad, and this is the situation. Just convey the situation of how people are. Then the next thing, I get a call from Sadhguru, and the moment I picked up, he was like, "I'm so sorry for this, that I could not make it." He was apologizing to me, like, for whatever mess in the schedule that happened. There's some issue in the scheduling and organizing. It's not his fault, it's not my fault. I know how sometimes, because the situation is very wobbly in the yatras, so it's not predictable what could happen. He's apologizing to me, and I'm like, it's okay, Sadhguru. Then he's like, "How are they?" He was very concerned, like, how are they doing? What are they doing right now? And I said, some are resting, some are eating, some just went for a walk. He said, "Okay, you gather them in the night, and for the whatever closing session you are doing after Guru Puja, you give me a call, and I'll come on a call, I'll talk to them." So everyone gathered, and after Guru Puja, Sadhguru called, we put him on a speaker, and you won't believe it. It's like the whole space changed. It felt like as if Sadhguru was sitting right there, like literally physically was sitting there. Even the air felt heavy, when you feel like so much energy in the space. I remember clearly, and I'm like, what's going on here? Where is he? Literally I was looking around me thinking, where is he? Maybe he's somewhere in the room. It felt like that. He kind of put himself in that space to be experientially with people. He did some processes, on the phone, but he made his energies so palpable in that space. People were like going crazy as if he was physically present there. And then, he took as many questions till the last question, patiently listening to every question, so that to satisfy every single person who had some kind of a thing. And people were like blown away with that, although it cost him so much, because the teacher was sharing with me later. He's like, "What have you done to him? What happened in the satsang?" I said, "Why?" She said, "He was flat after the satsang. He couldn't move. It cost him his life to just do this kind of a, distance transmission of certain energy." So all these things are like very, very, it made me see that other side of Sadhguru, the man who, doesn't
Compassion
really...
and care.
Compassion, care, yes. In one of the Kaveri calling, I had the opportunity also to travel around, and I went with the team ahead of time, and then we get a call, Sadhguru is reaching. So the event was to start, let's say, at 5 o'clock. And we get a call that, okay, Sadhguru is on his way, he's reaching, but he hasn't eaten anything since morning. And it's almost 5 o'clock in the evening. If you can just keep something for him to quickly grab and then go inside. So we just had a little bit of biscuits and, some juice or something because it's a remote place, we don't have anything there. Then by the time he came, it was around 4:50 or 4:55.
In the evening?
Yes. By the time he reached the venue, he reached on his bike 5 minutes before the session. Then I said, Sadhguru, you're hungry, you haven't eaten. Why don't you just come here and then, eat something? They got some fruits and other things by that time. Then he looked at his watch. He's like, no, the session is about to start. I'll go in. And I said, Sadhguru, but you need to eat something. He said, how can I come late for the session? I won't eat. And then we were all like, Sadhguru is hungry. He's not eaten anything. Then I'm like, at least let me just crawl. And because he went and sat, in the audience before he goes to the dais.
Yeah.
I took some biscuits and I crawled and then I kept it next to him so that at least if he sees it, he can take one and just gulp it, right? Like, we all do that. He didn't even touch a single biscuit. Nothing.
Oh.
He saw everything. He just kept his focus. He's there for the event. Event went for like 2-3 hours. Nothing. He hasn't eaten anything. Till night, whenever it was done, he went back to where he had to stay and then only he ate. So it was like for us, it makes me feel like, what's my problem? Whenever I go through something, I always ask myself, like, look at him. What is my problem actually? All those small, silly things I might be struggling with or going through, what is it in comparison to what he's going through? The discomfort that he's going through, physically, as a person, as a man. But it's the way he's handling it so gracefully and not even giving it so much attention, and still 100% focus on what he needs to do and where he needs to go. In many ways played a role in the way I am and the way many of us are like right now.
Definitely, very, very inspiring. Sadhguru as a leader, he runs a very large organization. A lot of departments are there. He has to deal with many, many people on his daily course of life. So this question was always there with me. How does he resolve conflicts between people? Like one person wants to do this, another person says, no, don't do this. Have you seen any such specific situations? You remember something like, he's handling people and they have conflicts and if he supports him, he'll get upset. Have you seen situations like this?
I mean, I've seen how he handles people. Not the situation. Like he always say, if two people ask the same question, I'll answer each one differently because he'll answer the person, not the question. And he handles based on that. He's like a sharp cut knife when it comes to your hands. If you're around him, your hands has to be clean. Everything you have to be like that. There is no room for solace or it's okay, this, that. What needs to be done has to be done. It doesn't matter, right? Like truth is like that. He is truth. He's like this, right? And in many ways, he made us see and realize that whatever we might be going through as conflicts, don't get stuck in thinking you are the one making all this work happen. There is something else behind all these things. There's one incident that happened. It was, I think, in Mumbai, a mega program. And I think it was the first time we are doing a mega program, some major event that was happening. And it was close to the event and we didn't have enough funds. We don't have money.
When was this approximately?
I don't know. I think 2015? 15th or 14th, something like that. So, I think it was a mega program, if I'm not mistaken, or some other program where we were struggling with funds and other things and this, that. And then all of us came to meet him where he was staying in Mumbai. He had come. And then he sat on the couch and he was reading his newspaper. We were all sitting in front of him. He was so cool. He's just sitting like that, not even looking at us. He knows the drama we are going through. He knows why we are there. He's expecting it. And looking at him, how cool he is, we were boiling more because, Sadhguru is expecting things from us and we have to deliver, and how to tell him we don't have funds and not enough registrations, this. So he was just sitting like this and reading his newspaper, and we were like, Sadhguru, what to do, how to do this. After some time, he just put his newspaper down and he looked at us and said, there are things beyond your logical understanding. If you allow it to happen, it will happen. Will you allow it to happen? Like, he was just like staring at us and asking this. Only if you allow it to happen, it will happen. And you were like, oh, yes, Sadhguru, yes. Like, there is something beyond our logical understanding that runs the whole show. All you have to do is, you leave your stupid mind aside, do what you can do, but you just go with the flow of what needs to happen. You keep yourself open and receptive for that thing to just do its magic, and that's what magic happened. Suddenly someone will call and say, can I donate this much amount? Someone will call and say, I have these many people in my corporate, can I enroll them for it's like things started just opening.
Right after that.
Yeah, right after that. So it was like nothing he has done in terms of guidance of call this person, try this, try that. Nothing logical, okay, for anyone to understand. It was clear, one sentence. There are things beyond your logical understanding. Only if you allow it to happen, it will happen. Will you allow it to happen? You can't say anything. We will allow it to happen. We just like, okay, Sadhguru's grace is there. We'll do whatever best we can. And at the end, we'll see. Somehow people started coming from where we don't know. We were putting efforts here, but people were coming from here. It was like that. So it was constant knock on our heads to make you see that it's not your stupid little intelligence or brain that is doing whatever is happening. You think, oh, you're so great with your introduction or talking to this one or that one to get things done. It's his grace only. It's something else that is happening. That's how I've seen him doing his magic quietly without even mentioning a word about it. You just have to allow it to happen. That's all.
I don't know what to say. See, it's always a conflict, isn't it? Am I giving my 100% is one portion I need to answer. Am I doing the things correctly is another thing that I have to answer. And how will things happen is something that mind is all the time questioning.
Yeah.
And now with all these things, this one thing is there something beyond your logic.
Yeah, exactly.
It sometimes puts you in a spot of total confusion, maybe.
Confusion only if you are using your logical mind to try to understand things. But these things, you can never use your mind to understand it. Never, Even once I asked him, like, how should we be in the class? Like, does our mind or our thoughts, or if we are going through something in the class, does it affect the initiation? Does it affect the people? Does it affect these things? He said you should be 200% within you in the class. Means when you're there, all you have to do is just be 200% present, 200% giving yourself, doing what you need to do. The rest will happen. It's not your capabilities. It's not, what you are doing, what you're not doing, this, that. Of course, you have to follow the guidelines and do appropriate things, right? But it's not our capabilities and intelligence that makes things happen. So I've experienced it myself that whenever I'm really in tune with my sadhana, with Sadhguru, with the whole process, things around me seems to flow much more smoothly. But when I'm lacking my sadhana, when I'm in friction with people, when I'm this, that, it's like there is always this effort constantly. But when I'm at ease and I'm just flowing with it, it's like a wave that just carries you. You just have to flow with it, that's all. But sometimes we think we are the ones doing it, so we start swimming. That doesn't work. It's a very thin line. That's where constantly a reminder of what he is and what the spiritual path is and what he's offering us. And if you come to the path of Devi and Bhairagini Maa, is like there's nothing logical there.
We'll come to it a little later.
Only, yeah.
Maybe like before we move to that part, like one last question on this again, on the path of being an Ishanga. We in many Ishangas meeting, where I was also part of, I've seen people standing up and sharing things that, or maybe Sadhguru himself asking, there are the pre-Dhyanlinga times, Sadhguru's presence was very different, and he will know what is actually happening in the class. And
Yes.
he'll ask about a particular participant or maybe a situation or something was going on in my mind, and Sadhguru would actually know what I was going through, and he would be talking about that in the Ishanga's meeting or the teachers meeting. So have you had any such experience where you saw something was happening with somebody and Sadhguru
Kind of knew
asked?
about it.
Yeah.
Even like once, didn't happen with me, it happened with another Ishanga, and she said, Sadhguru, I've been teaching this particular program, but there was some struggles that I was going through, and I wrote to you about it. She wrote to him about it. But I didn't submit the letter because it kind of settled after some time. He said, you don't even have to write to me. If you just sit and close your eyes, I know what's happening within you and in the situation. But it's okay, you write. If it makes you feel good, you write to me. It's like, our logical mind let me write to Sadhguru. But by the time he receives that letter, he already knows what's coming. He said, you don't even have to write. That's how he kind of reached out to her or fixed the situation of whatever was happening before even the letter reached him. That's how, he kind of reaches out and does things beyond our logical understanding. Don't ask me how. It just happens. And that's the power of what this being is, which is just the tip of the iceberg. I don't think any one of us who's around him knows what he is, who he is, and what he's capable of. What he's revealing is just 1 or 2%. I just hope we can be of some better use for him so that we can get the chance to download more and more of what he has.
If you just take inner engineering, it's razor sharp logic, intellect. Someone even gets offended. Everything was going on fine, but suddenly they are doing puja. But then they go through the initiation, all of these things happen. Now, Sadhguru says Devi. It is right opposite to whatever you call as logic. And we have heard stories from the other guest who's participated in Humans of Isha, that how people fell off after Sadhguru did Dhyanlinga consecration. Why temple? This man I thought is very logical. I'm an atheist. No, many people had this kind of a thoughts. When Dhyanlinga itself was very different, radically different from what he was offering all along. Now Devi is like totally out of the world.
Yeah.
So you've been with Devi from day one of her birth, from 2010?
No,
or
I have become a Ma in 2022.
2022, okay.
Yeah, just 4 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. But I've been around since then. Like, I have witnessed when the consecration happened, and
2010.
2010 is when the consecration happened. Yes.
Okay. So from then on, I think for about 12 years, you've been around Devi. Were you participating in all the temple administration rituals and everything before you become a Bhairagini Maa?
No, nothing. I was nowhere close to Devi temple. I was an Ishanga, and on the schedule, traveling and taking care of classes. Nothing related to Devi I was doing.
You were not connected with her at all?
Personally?
Yeah.
See, personally, when the 2010, when the consecration happened, I was, I didn't know what Devi is and, what is the Linga Bhairavi consecration. I was an Ishanga, organizing Ishanga. They put me in dining, overseas dining.
For the consecration?
Yes. In Nalanda grounds. So that was the first put off for me. I was like, consecration is happening. I don't know what is consecration. At least this is the first consecration I'm attending. I want to be there, And then I used to wait in the night once everyone had dinner to just somehow sneak in and then go see what is happening. But I couldn't connect because you're suddenly walking in and then everyone is doing some chant and some mantras and some stuff. So just out of curiosity, I was just watching the whole consecration once in a while, whenever I get a chance in the night to go sit for one of the sessions. And I remember clearly the day the unveiling of the Devi happened. we were standing in the dining in Nalanda grounds, and the whole crowd was rushing to come for dinner, to eat quickly and go back to the session, right? But just their faces, I was like, whoa, what just happened there? Something just happened there, which I missed it. Because I could see they're like glowing. There is something about these people. I'm seeing them every day, they're coming to eat. But today they are so different. What happened there? I didn't know the unveiling happened. I didn't know the main consecration is done, right? I could see it on people's faces. And there was one particular lady, overseas lady, I was taking care of her personally because she had a lot of health issues and allergies. So we were making separate food for her. So she used to come and meet me separately to feed her, to give her the food. So when she came with them, she was like glowing, and then she came straight and hugged me, and she said, Devi is with you. She's alive now. And I was like, whoa. I don't know what is Devi, but I know some energy just came, like a fire on me in my face. And then like once everything was done, the consecration, I remember me and my friend went to see the temple, like to, take darshan. I remember the first impression was like, this is too chaotic. I don't like this place. It's too much crowd because I'm used to Dhyanalinga, quiet, this, that, right? And then I'm like, come, let's go to Dhyanalinga. I miss Dhyanalinga. It was like around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. There was some snanam happening or cleaning of Dhyanalinga. We went there and we started cleaning Dhyanalinga. I just didn't even look at, Devi. That was the first impression. I mean, I saw Devi and all that, but the ambience of the crowd and the chants and the people, that was too overwhelming for me. I couldn't connect in any way. But then Sadhguru met with me once. He had called for a meeting, and he kind of put me on some sadhana, which I never knew it was Devi related sadhana.
Oh.
Yes. And this was like 11 years ago. And he never said anything. He just, gave the sadhana, said, just do it. I was just doing it. I never asked what is it for. He never told what is it for. Because what is the need? When your guru is giving you something, you just take it and do it. So
was it only for you? And a few more people?
I have no idea because
it was
very
personal. For you, it is one-to-one.
Yeah, one-to-one meeting. Yes, it's a one-to-one meeting. And actually, this meeting happened like when I first came to the ashram, 2009. I was in teacher training still. And then around October time or something, around October time, suddenly the Swami in the teacher training gets a call and he runs out in the middle of the session. And I'm like, this is unusual because they usually don't leave the session. It was a call from Sadhguru's office, and then by the end of my session with them, the mock session, Swami said, so you are meeting Sadhguru tomorrow? I said, no. Why? Why would I meet him? I had no idea you can actually meet Sadhguru personally. And he's like, I don't know, you must have written a letter to him. I said, oh, you can write a letter to Sadhguru? That was so new and clueless at that time. 2009, I'm just coming first time and, nothing I know that you can actually ask for a meeting or anything like that. He's like, you must have written. I said, no, I don't know. You can write to Sadhguru. He's like, I don't know, Akka. He wants to meet you. I said, for what? Why he wants to meet me? He's like, I don't know. Just go. Whatever he tells you, That night I just couldn't sleep. I was like, Sadhguru's calling me, and how does he know I'm here? Because I've never seen him or interacted with him ever since I came to the ashram for teacher training. How does he know I'm here and who I am? Suddenly he called. He said, there is this one Lebanese girl in the training. I think that's how, they found me. Only once I remember, it was, I think, the first lap of the master that happened here in the ashram. I was volunteering, and that was when he entered. He was still waiting at the back for people to settle, and he kept on walking up and down at the back and staring at me. I was there welcoming people, and like when he scans you, you are like you are like transparent, and you just want to dig a hole and bury yourself, because you don't know what's happening. And he was like staring at me and walking up and down like that. That was the only encounter where I saw him and he saw me, ever since I came for the teacher training. The next time is when suddenly he's calling me, for a meeting. So then next day, I was waiting, for what time I should go, where, all these things. I have no idea. Then I was so nervous that you will laugh at me, but I'm sitting and like reading my notes. Okay, I didn't even notice. I'm not reading anything. I can't read anything because my mind is like meeting Sadhguru. My notes were upside down. I never even noticed I'm holding the paper upside down. They were all laughing at me. So then Swami said, okay, you have to be there, I think by around 3 o'clock or something. It was that time. To 3 o'clock, you have to be outside the shrine where Sadhguru meets people. So I went there and I'm like sitting and waiting. Then someone came, the person who takes care of his schedule, and he said, like Sadhguru will be a little bit delayed. He'll come after some time, maybe if couple of hours or so. If you wish to go and come back, you can do so. I'm like, no, I'm not going anywhere. What if he comes? I don't want to miss that. They all left. Whoever was next to me waiting for another meeting, they all left. I sat there for almost 4.5 hours. I only ran in between for the washroom and then came back, like just in case he calls or he comes, because I don't know what time he will come. And that, like what he talks about waiting as a quality.
Oh.
By the time he came, I was like, ready, well cooked. I remember clearly, I was sitting, there was next to me 2 ladies sitting, and then I saw him coming. And then I stood up and held namaskaram. And then I'm asking the lady next to me who's sitting, I said, should we stand? Should we stand? She's like, you're already standing,
You're asking.
Yeah, I'm asking her, shall we stand? Because I don't know what is the protocol. What do we do when he comes? She's like, you are already standing. Then he called me to the shrine, and he met me there. And as I said initially, when I came to the ashram, I was still like, that confident young girl who was like, yeah, I can get anything done and this, that. So when I went there and sat in front of him, and he's asking me a few things about my life, myself, this, that. And he was asking me like, will you do what I tell you? And I'm like, yes, Sadhguru, of course, anything. I did so much to come here, and like with so much confidence I'm talking. I have no idea what I'm signing for. Then he started talking many things and telling me many other things about myself and my life. And
He's saying?
Yes, he's saying things about my life. And
Which you never shared with him before.
nothing, he just inquired few things about me. And one thing maybe if I can share, basically initially when he saw me, the first thing when he saw me, and he said, you have a good soil. You have come here for doing good things, but a good soil is not enough if you don't plant a seed in it for it to blossom into something else. So that's when it's like he saw some potential or possibility in me, but that's not enough unless you are willing to actually allow yourself to do what is needed to blossom or become what
Possibility means.
possibility for Sadhguru, which unfortunately many people maybe don't choose to do that. They have the potential, they have the good soil, but they don't allow these things to happen. So that's when he was asking me, will you do what I tell you? It'll be for life. It's not something you can just like this. Later I understood he was trying to hint for the path of Bhairagini Maa, because the consecration was few months later. So I think he was maybe looking for people who can be a possibility for Bhairagini Maas. But he never mentioned anything about it that time. But that sense of, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? I'm getting stuck or whatever, I don't know what he's asking, because he never said anything. He's just that sense of commitment. Scared me a little bit, And by the end of the meeting, I could only see the edge of his beard. This is like my head was down. I can't even, initially I was like, yeah, looking at him and just talking with so much confidence. At the end, I was like, then he just knocked me on my head and he's like, what, you're scared now? And I said, yeah. Then he could sense maybe I wasn't like ready because I had just come to the ashram. I had no clue, no idea about anything. And suddenly, if I had jumped into something like this, I don't think I would have been able to, digest or comprehend this thing. And I said, no, I'm going back to Lebanon to see my parents and then I'm coming back, this, that. He's like, oh, okay. You go back to Lebanon, enjoy your Christmas. Then when you come back, we will see. So I went to Lebanon, I came back, and I was like, okay, I'm back, when can we see? That kind of a feeling like maybe Sadhguru needs to meet me again. So I was asking Sadhguru's office, but he was just nothing. He was just making me wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. The next time he met me was only
But he
September.
gave the process.
Nothing. He didn't give anything at that time. That time was only just a meeting saying, we'll see. When you come back, we'll see. So I was just waiting until he called me for this next meeting, which was 1 year later, somewhere September 1st, I think it was the day he said 2011.
2011, okay.
Yes. So we were in Mumbai before that, and then he saw me and he said, when are you going back to the ashram? And I said, he's like, okay, when you go back, you tell them I want to meet you. And I was like flying, like finally he noticed me. Finally, I'm meeting him after 1 year of making me wait and I don't know for what. And just the idea of wanting to meet Sadhguru, was keeping me all the time like waiting and alive, if I can say. And then I went back to the ashram and then I went straight to Sadhguru's office and I'm like, Sadhguru wants to meet me. Okay, Akka, relax, we'll tell you. I'm like coming, like, wants to meet me. Then the day they said, okay, that's it, today he will meet you. So I was all prepared and ready, but they said, we'll let you know what time. Then it became 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. No call is coming. Then I'm sitting, with my coordinator and it was around 5:50, almost 6 o'clock in the evening. And she's like, you know what? And I was supposed to leave next day to Mumbai and he was leaving somewhere else. So if this meeting doesn't happen on that day, it's gone. I started losing hope and, slowly, like she said, I don't think he'll meet now. After 6, he doesn't meet people, this, that. So she's like, why don't you just go and sit in the darshan, the daily darshan. It's okay, this, that. So I went with like a broken heart, like,
oh, I can imagine.
You have to meet me, I sat there, I remember I'm sitting in the darshan, they close the door, then the chant is happening, and I'm weeping my heart out, like, you have to meet me, you can't go without meeting me, I have to meet you, I have to see you. Like that longing was like burning within me, like literally burning, the intensity of wanting to meet him was too much. And then suddenly, out of the blue, one Anna, Kumaran Anna, runs to me and he had, by coincidence, his phone was next to him and Sadhguru's office was trying to reach me. And then they called him. They're like, can you find her somewhere? This girl is somewhere. Can you find her and tell her, like, Sadhguru wants to meet her now. Please ask her to come out. And then I ran out, I opened the door, ran out in the middle of the darshan. And I ran, but by the time I reached and I was like ready to meet him, as I said, I had zero thoughts in my mind. I had zero resistance or expectations, nothing. I was just like pure receptivity and ready for anything and everything. It was like somehow he does these things either on purpose or things works out like that to just cook you. And it make you boil in that, waiting phase, so that by the time you're ready for whatever he has to offer you, you're just like fully open and receptive. And that was a silent meeting. He didn't speak a word. I didn't speak a word.
Silent?
He just spoke just 1 or 2 words of the process, what I need to do, the sadhana. Just gave me the sadhana. And he said, just do it. And I started doing it. Didn't mention what is it for. I didn't ask what is it for, nothing. And that's when slowly I started feeling that something is drawing me towards Devi, naturally something is drawing me. Like after I came out of the meeting, it's like my whole body is running towards the temple. I don't know why, it's like something is just pulling me
It didn't
there.
happen before.
Nothing. It didn't have. I mean, I used to like sitting in the Devi temple in the evening. It used to feel like a mother. Like by the end of the day when you had like a tough day and you just wanna put your head on your mom's lap and just cry for some time. That's the feeling I used to have for Devi. I used to love being there. I don't know how to pray for her. I don't know how to, approach her. I don't know anything about rituals. I used to like her. I used to be drawn a little bit, but this was too strong of a pull after the sadhana have started, that like my whole body literally will be just walking towards the temple. Around Abhishekam started and I'm going there, and my friend is like, you need to print your ticket for tomorrow, you're leaving tomorrow, come. And I'm like weeping and going there. So
But he didn't mention the word Devi.
nothing, absolutely, for 10
Not
years.
even in the first meeting.
Not first meeting, not he had met me few times after that in between. Not even once he mentioned anything about Devi, about Bhairagini Maa, about this path or anything like that. He just kept tweaking my sadhana and guiding me for how I should be doing few other things and all that. I did that for what, almost 10 years. 10 years was.
So during this 10 years period, did he come and check whether you're doing the sadhana?
As I said, he was meeting me once in a while just to tweak my sadhana, not check on me. I mean, like just tweaking the sadhana or doing whatever process as to just change the sadhana or do something different. But almost all the meetings were one or two words that he spoke.
And no mention of Devi.
No mention of Devi.
But you were getting drawn towards
Yes.
Devi.
Yeah. Suddenly, red is my favorite color in general. Ever since I was a child, my mom would only buy red stuff for me, and I used to only wear red stuff ever since I was a child.
Oh.
So that was a very natural, thing for me. Like suddenly I like to wear red. Suddenly I like to always, offer some flowers to Devi. I'll be like walking, when I go on schedule, I'll be walking on the street and only chanting stuti or, Devi Aarti, like simply, or Devi songs. Like naturally it was
So
like.
for you, the writing was clear on the wall that he's somewhere putting me on a sadhana where I'm getting drawn towards Devi.
It was a question in my mind, but it's like I didn't want to like believe it 100%. I didn't want to have any expectations, because expectations will only lead to
Yeah.
struggles. Because if that doesn't happen and something else happens, then you won't really be happy with it.
Ruins the experience.
You'll ruin
also.
the experience. Yes, like see what happened with me in my inner engineering initiation. Something was happening, but my mind was focused on my fireworks. Like something else should be happening. Colors, I should see colors, this, that. But initiation was so powerful. If I was receptive enough and no expectations, I would have been blown away there itself. So I didn't want to have any expectations or anything. I'm like, whatever he tells me, I'll do. If he wishes me to go on a specific path, I'll go. If not, I'm fine. I was like that. Really, I was like that. But I always had this, like, maybe it is there. Maybe he's taking me there. Maybe. But I don't know. So I was just going by whatever instructions and just following that. Then I said, I've already fallen in love. Then he's like, with who? I said, with Kailash. I had just come back from Kailash and I was like already blown away by the experience there. And then he opened his arm and he's like, it was his birthday, September 3rd. And everybody had, we all met in one restaurant on the way of the travel, and we had a nice dinner for Sadhguru and all that. And then I was just running around and he just had reached and he was about to sit on the table and everyone was standing. And then out of the blue, he looks and he's like, is there any nice